It's daily time.
Hi guys, we're on the road again. We've had several weeks off and we decided that we wanted to start videoing our trucking journey to document it all. So this is our first day back on the road and we're on our way to Scottsboro, Alabama to pick up some roofing shingles and delivering them to Sellersburg, Indiana. So we're on our way. Well, we made it to our shipper. We're going to pick up a load of roofing shingles, 38,000 pounds.
Yeah, that's the difference between y'all's truck and these automatic.
And that's our driver. Murphy, say hi. No, over here, say hi to me. No, he's just got to make sure he sees everything around. All right, well, I'll be back shortly once we're loaded. Oh, there's Murphy, and this is our load. It's roofing rolls, so it's not shingles. So that's it, and then we got to pull off the yard so that we can tarp, which I hate tarping, but it is what it is. So we'll get the tarps out, tarp the load, and then head up to Indiana. Gabe went to go get the paperwork, and then we have to go off-site in order to tarp. They don't allow us to tarp here, so. All right, I'll talk to you soon. Well, we're getting unloaded. It took forever, but we're doing it with a crane. They're putting the roofing materials on top of the roof. Three at a time, to 3,000 pounds. And there's Murphy because he doesn't like the crane noise. That's how they've been getting them off. They have one more to get off, and then we'll be out of here. Well, two more. Well, we arrived at the pickup. It's in Madison, Indiana, and this is the place, even though there is no sign, but this is the address that we were given. So Gabe went in there to check it out to make sure we're in the right spot. We're going to be picking up, I believe it's 25,000 pounds of machine parts and crates, and we do have to tarp it, unfortunately. It's a real bummer. 2 tarp loads in a row. I don't like tarping whatsoever, but it is what it is. So Madison, Indiana. Our daughter's name is Madison. Hi Madison, if you're watching. All right, I'll keep you posted. Well, we were in the wrong location. The broker gave us the wrong address. What a shock. So Gabe went in there to get the paperwork and let us know that we're here to get loaded for our machine parts. So this definitely looks more like it. And they even have a little trucker's lounge. Look at that. Well, this is our load. Very interesting one. And it weighs about 21,000 and change. So not quite 25, so that's good. Yep, so now we gotta move the truck over underneath that yellow thing so we can secure it and tarp it. And then we'll be on our way to Galesburg, Illinois. Well, we made it to our delivery in Galesburg, Indiana. And boy, it's been a long night. I guess they're doing some work at a new school. So we're delivering some machine parts to here. We got stuck at the shipper last night, forever and a day. Had a hell of a time tarping. I'll show you the load once I get out of the truck. Gabe went to go speak to them and see exactly where it is that we need to be. And then, if I remember, I'll show you our tarp job, which is just wonderful. Well, we had to untarp at one location, and then we had to move to a different location to get unloaded. So now we have a crane that's going to be taking the stuff off, because the stuff's too heavy for their forklift, I guess. So.
The mud, the tires.
Yeah, that's a lot of crap.
Pump jacks, mini pump jacks.
Well, we delivered our load and we left the receiver. Looked for a place to park. We ended up finding a place to park at Walmart. And we did a little bit of shopping. And we sat there for a couple of hours and looked for a load. And after not finding anything, because there's not many loads in the area, and the loads that were there weren't paying good at all, we decided that we probably should just deadhead out of there and set us up in a better place for Friday morning. So we weren't sure if we were going to go to near Chicago or Indianapolis or St. Louis. And after doing some research, we decided we should head to St. Louis because they had good amount of freight and better rates. So we headed down to St. Louis. And we ended up staying at a Love's in Hamel, Illinois. And took showers. And this morning got on the load board. And we found one load we weren't really too thrilled about, going to South Carolina. And then another stop in Miami. But that ended up went to go check in, see where it is that we need to get situated. Murphy's taking over the driving, right, Murphy? Yeah, you gonna do the driving? I don't see a pump anywhere, but that's what we're supposed to be picking up, some type of heavy pump. All right, well, I'll show you the load when we get loaded. There's our pump that we're bringing to Cumberland City, Tennessee. I guess it's only 13,000 pounds. So we just had to put some chains and some binders on it, and we're good to go. We're gonna go get our paperwork and we'll be on the road. Last night around like 4 or 5, but we couldn't get an escort in at that time, so we had to wait till this morning, and we finally got an escort. They need to escort us in and escort us out. I guess apparently they had bomb threats here, so you have to be escorted by certain people in order to get in and out. So we're headed in to get unloaded to get our pump off, and then we'll be on our way.
Usually you say you're gonna get your pump on.
another pickup at the same location going to Louisville, Kentucky. It's 2 generators weighing about 40,000 pounds. So once again, we have to get a hold of an escort and be escorted in. So that's a little bit of a process. So we're at the guard shack and he's trying to call somebody right now to get us an escort. So here's Gabe. Oh, we got the load all situated. It took a little while because we had to take the air out of the tires, but we're all chained up, loaded, and ready to go to Louisville, Kentucky. Well, we got to Mill Creek for our delivery. I just spoke to the guy, and he's just got to get a crane to lift the... oh, Murphy, shush, please. Sit down. Got to get a crane to lift the generators because they do weigh about 20,000 pounds each. And then he's going to come pick us up because we got to get escorted in and escorted out again. So that's the job area. Looks pretty busy. So we just got to sit and wait. Well, we're getting unloaded. Took them a little while to figure it out. I think maybe because the tires were so low. But I don't know.